And Spud Frawley,
Yay.
head of the Coaches Association, former staff of the Saints, coach of the Tigers. Hello, Spud.
Great to be here. Great to be here, Bill. Damo was there last night. It was a really good night, Damo.
What was last night?
The AFLCA Coaches Awards night, Bill, where all the coaches get together and mingle. It's a great industry night.
And Damo,
yes,
how did our great man go here? Because head of the coaches, he would have had to get up and say a few words.
He did really well, Bill, really well. The night's grown massively. There's about 300 people, I reckon, 4 years ago. Last night, about 700. But
Purple.
it had to be said, JB, and I don't want to be negative on a positive
Be
night.
careful.
Purple.
It was your real Simon Davis sort of speech.
Well, that's
real
what I heard.
slow, laid out swing.
It had sort of
medium
filtered back
pace,
to me that
half
it was
volleys outside hop.
real
It was,
line and
mate,
length
it was pretty
sort of
bad.
stuff.
And you know it was.
There's a lot of dignitaries there. We had a lot of ministers there. Adrian Anderson and we had Nigel Clark from Momentum Energy there. They were the sponsor of the night.
Yes.
Well, Spud,
Stop rattling them off.
No,
You've already got him
JB.
in the
They
airline.
wanted a bit of your sizzle, Spud.
No,
you know
they
that you've
didn't.
got some now.
I look at you as a role model for me. You're a media
Yes.
megastar.
That's boring, Spud.
And you're the president.
Oh,
You're
boring
the president of North Melbourne.
Spud,
and
you
I
nearly
thought
ended the night before it started. Let's face it.
Brandon,
What,
it's
what
boring,
would you
Spud.
give it out of 10? In all honesty, let's be honest.
to get the
Speech, just the speech.
I would have gave it 9 out of 10 as a CEO, not as a media performer. I would give it 2.5 out of 10.
I
Do you
wouldn't
have
have gone
any-
that high.
What?
Any-
Do you want me to come up moonwalking or something?
Any ha-ha, any funny
No,
little...
no.
Bill.
Nothing.
No,
Oh,
no.
Not the thing, Bill.
A funny thing happened to me on the way tonight.
There was nothing
Have
like
you
that,
heard the
Bill.
one about?
What? You wouldn't want me to drag out the old Lacabam one with Gary Ablett, Bill?
Yeah, well, that would have got something.
I think, Spud, because you've been so good, especially in the last 12 months, I think it's been your breakout year. isn't it?
Juggernaut.
I think now that you're a juggernaut, you can't bring line and length to the table.
Well, yes,
anymore.
I can.
You know what you've
The room
heard?
demands
Different hat I
more.
wear.
You've hurt your brand. Because your brand was up there, Spud, and you've come back a bit with your
I'm
brand.
glad you're on board with my brand, Bill. And just on that, I've heard a little whisper that the coaches' tapes are getting played on Saturday. They wouldn't want a
Gee,
demo.
someone blew up last night
There-
at coach's tapes.
yeah, there
you
is-
saw the conversation.
You saw it. A
The
couple of,
argument I was having with
people
someone
that-
about it. So.
They're embargoed.
They're back. They're back.
They won't be back.
Saturday.
At the MCG.
They're not
live.
embargoed.
Well, you better wear. If they are back, you better be a long way away. That's all I can
I
say.
think there's even 2 segments on them on
shit.
Saturday. 2 full
Oh,
segments.
Well, now let's talk a couple of things with coaching. Leon Cameron.
Well, I think there's 2 or 3 in for it.
Do you?
And they haven't approached those guys yet. They've approached their management companies because I think it's great that they're leaving it till after the grand final. I think in the past, clubs have been very quick to get off the mark and announce something grand final week.
Yeah.
Leon Cameron is a very important cog in that machine. Of
Yes.
Hawthorn.
Is he done and dusted?
Well, there's
Spud?
Ken Hinkley as well.
No,
There's
yes or
Leon
no? All right.
No, he's not.
Damo, is he done and dusted?
The talk is that it is, Bill. But what I will say is last year when there were 3
Where do you
coaching...
get the talk from?
No, I was going to say, when there were 3 coaching vacancies last year, not one single person amongst the 1,000 people that do this job got it right, did
That's
we?
right.
Yeah.
The 3 vacancies. And once Mark Neal took Melbourne's, that changed the
Well, you're
dominoes.
saying he's
fully.
done now.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what people are saying. I don't
Which
speculate
people?
on it.
Which
Oh, well,
people? Is
people...
it, well, it must be Keith
people-
Thomas,
people
Peter
you
Swab,
use-
or Tom Harley. They're the 3 guys
Okay.
picking him. Are
Is
they
he not
saying
going to get the job? Will you come here
I
on
think
Monday night?
I think he's one of 5. So you've obviously spoken to Tom Harley, Peter Swab, or Keith Thomas. They're
David
the
Park.
people.
I won't be telling you who I've spoken to.
Well, they're the people that are going to pick the coach.
On
You're
the back of this guy down the table here who has fought
My
for it
name's
very
Danny, by
hard.
the way.
On the back of you driving this through
My
to,
name's Danny, by the way.
ensure that assistant coaches stay at the club
Yeah.
because Gary Pert and others have driven this, and I get where they're coming from, but it's just lip service, Danny. I mean, the appointments.
Come on, Danny.
There are discussions that have been had.
You're just going
which
with the
are just
majority.
being delaying.
You're just out there in the street.
Hey.
Well,
and
are
you're
you going to
just
say,
picking up-
is it Ken Hinkley?
Well,
Ken Hinkley's
Ken
got to be a
Hinkley-
chance.
He's a great chance.
Yeah.
He's a great chance, Ken Hinkley. And there's Alan
well, why
Richardson
delay
still there
it?
as
Why
well.
delay
Because-
announcing him?
Because
Why delay him? He's got
They're
no
no
connections
one,
with
I
the
can tell you
finals
now,
team.
one thing we'll do as an association, we won't get an announcement grand final week, regardless of whether that coach
So
is
you are now
involved.
determining
No,
football clubs'
no, we're not.
timing of announcements.
It's just respect factor for the 2 clubs competing,
Yep.
regardless whether the coach,
It's lip service.
regardless whether the coach is involved in the grand final teams or not. That's irrelevant. They're not to make an announcement through grand final. It's the biggest
so
week of the year.
stage managing the
Righto.
announcement.
Well, not at all.
He
Not at
wields a
all.
very big stick
That
to
comes
very
from Andrew
serious Danny
Demetriou,
Frawley.
by the way, not me.
I tell you what I loved was, of course, some Mad Mondays this week,
Oh.
teams, and the Collingwood player, and I don't know who it was, who went to the Collingwood Mad Monday in a Carlton jumper with Travis Cloak's face on him. Now, that's probably funny.
That's very
We
good.
should never
That's
stop
good.
that in footy.
I love it.
I reckon
There was
that's
one
humorous.
today as well. Someone was telling me.
Yeah, Joel Selwood.
Was it what? But it was Wednesday. What do they call that?
Well, a Mad Wednesday or Wacky Wednesday, whatever you want to call it.
What
The
did he do,
Geelong
Bill?
boys. Well, he got up at 6 a.m. this morning, started putting hair over his arms and his
That's
shoulders and his legs.
Yes.
At 6 a.m., he got 4 blokes to come and come around and didn't tell him what he was doing. They were 4 Melbourne trainers, and they carried Joel Selwyn dressed up as Hairy Gary
Oh, yes.
into the Lord of the Isles where they have their Mad
That's
Monday
it, Bill.
or Mad
On
Wednesday.
the stretcher.
And he was crying like a banshee.
Perfect.
Mate,
87.
eh?
That's when Gaz did it. So that's when he broke his leg.
Yeah, 80s. Well, it happened
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Yeah, so he went in on the stretcher with these, as dressed as Hairy Gary.
He's got his brother, one of the trainers, I think.
yeah,
Troy.
who's the captain of the VFL side, Premiership side. He's dressed as, and the two, I spoke to a couple,
Look at his unibrow.
I spoke to a couple
It's actually
of
better than
trainers.
Gary's brow, that one.
I spoke to a couple of trainers. Joel just said, turn up. I've got all the outfits. You just turn up, and I'm not telling you what you're doing. There was a couple of other beauties there. I spoke to Matthew Scarlett for 2 minutes.
Yeah, what did he do?
I wasn't sure if it was him. It was
Michael
Michael Jackson, but magnificent. Michael. Luckily
loves
was-
it.
Oh, mate, he was fantastic. There was a bloke dressed up as, the old soldiers, the green soldiers
Yeah.
you used to get as a kid.
Yep.
I don't know who that was. Got no idea.
All right, now, Bill, we need to wind up, and that means a joke, of course. And,
Can I leave now?
Spud,
You won't
Bill
get this one.
assures me that this is a good one. So, Bill, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Hey, Purple, great to see you. See you
well done.
Saturday for the grand final.
See you Saturday, boys. Looking forward to
Spud,
it.
Look
call,
forward to it.
Tearing
Yeah.
it to shreds behind the microphone.
Yep.
All right, Bill, here we go. Make it good.
A chicken and an egg are lying in bed. The chicken, they've had a bit of a go at it, and the chicken is leaning against the headboard there at the on the bed, smoking a cigarette, very, very happy with himself. The egg, very ticked off. The egg grabs a sheet and rolls out of the bed and says to herself, "Well, I guess we can finally answer that question."
Oh,
I like it, Bill. I saw it coming, but I like it.
Saw it coming. It's like a locomotive down the tracks.
What do you
It's good, Bill.
call a man, Spud?
Not sure Danny's worked out.
With no arms and no legs, who can play the piano brilliantly? What do you call him?
got no idea.
Clever Dick.
No.
That's a bad joke. Finishing with a worse
Worst
joke.
joke.
All right, so plastic. I think.
Plastic, here you
Just
go.
to take us out, Hig, and
Ready, Spud? Sing along, will you?
What a sad way to end
I'm
the
too
show.
flat.
Did
trying to
you
work
get
out
that
the first
first joke? The chicken and egg. You
Oh,
know,
no,
you know
it's
that
a-
question.
Stevie Wonder could see that, mate.
Hit it,
Fair
Hig.
dinkum.
Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour